If you are selling subscriptions, there's a good chance that billing lives in one tool and your customer data lives in another tool. And the two only meet from time to time when somebody puts them together in a spreadsheet. In this video, I'll show you how you can easily create and manage subscriptions directly within HubSpot. So your whole team has visibility in what a customer is paying and even what products do they currently have a subscription for without ever leaving the CRM. My name is Jasper. I'm a certified HubSpot consultant, and let's get into this video. I think subscription data shouldn't really be siloed from the system where you market to people, where you sell to people, and where you're doing your customer service, all of which can live in HubSpot, but often I see that subscriptions are still managed in a different platform. So when sales, customer success, and customer service are all seeing the same subscription data within HubSpot, you stop having the "wait, did they actually pay us?" conversations, or even the "what products did they actually buy?" or "which products do they still have a subscription for right now?" Like, those are real conversations happening in companies, and this is a great solution for that. And the goal of this video is quite simple. It just is going to show you how to start using subscriptions in HubSpot, charge your customers within HubSpot, and do this all right from the deal that just got closed won. So let me share my screen and I'm going to show you how this works. So right here, we're in HubSpot, and the first thing I want to show you is when we go to our deals, we have our deal pipeline here. I'm going to put this on the board view, and let's have a quick look at this consulting retainer here. So since it's a retainer, you're going to see we have a line item here for consulting subscription. When we look at our line item, we'll see that we have a line item for $2,500 a month with a billing start date at payment and no term at this point. So let me also add in the term here. So let's say this is a 12-month term. So that means that as soon as the first invoice gets paid, there's 11 more payments after that, all of which often gets managed manually. But in this video, I'll show you exactly how you do it with a subscription. So when we go back to this deal, we have our final conversation with the customer and our deal is closed won. Yay! Now that our deal is closed won, the excitement can start, but of course, we also need to get paid. Then before we get to the next part, make sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter, HubSpot Excellence. You can find it in the description of this video, and you will get tips like these in your inbox on a weekly basis. So when we go to the right-hand side here on our deal, and obviously like we can move these things around as works best in your HubSpot environment, you're going to see that there's a card here for subscriptions. When we click on ads, it gives us the option to convert the deal to a subscription. So we're going to click that. As you can see right here, the billing contact gets automatically added, company automatically added. It has all of the information here, so we can say billing address is the same as the company address. These are the line items that we will bill to our customer. You can see that the total number of payments is already here, and then subtotal is 2,500, and then we have 2,500 a month starting on May 5th for 11 payments. So the total for the subscription, the total value is $30,000. Then for payment collection, we just have to decide how we want to collect payments. So what you quite often want to do is collect payment method on the first invoice. We'll send the first invoice to the customer and then they can add their payment information right there. Another option that we have is if you have a credit card stored for that specific customer, then we can also choose that option to immediately collect the payment. Or when you send them a quote, they're also able to immediately start their subscription directly from the quote as well. So after they sign the quote, they can pay the quote. So we'll just do collect payment on first paid invoice. You also have the option to collect payments manually. So if that's something you would like to do, there's an option for that as well. In this case, since we have online payments, we have our checkout option. So we can choose to let the customer pay with credit card, debit card, and that also includes Apple Pay and Google Pay. So that makes it really easy for your customers to pay you. Then we can also choose to collect the billing address for those credit card purchases. And we can collect the customer's payment details at checkout for future charges. If you want to change any of the manual details here, let's say you want to add your bank information, you can do that here under invoice settings. So now we'll click on create subscription. It says that it will charge the subscription, will be created, invoice will be automatically sent to logan@waystarroyco.com. Logan is going to love this, by the way. To collect the first payment and future payments will be processed automatically on each billing date. So we'll do charge subscription. And now you might ask like, well, what happens next? So we can see here that our subscription has been created. It's automatically linked to the deal where it was created from. But of course, we also have a place where we can check our subscriptions as well. So when we go to commerce here, and then we go to our subscriptions, this is where you'll get an overview of all of your subscriptions. So here you can see we get our basic details that this is an active subscription. The start date is today. The next billing date is May 15th, and it's automatically paid. Now, there are some more interesting columns here that you might want to explore. So we can add a column for annual recurring revenue. Either if you're just doing one currency, this one will work. If you're working with multiple currencies, you might want to do the one in company currency. Then another one that we like here, monthly recurring revenue, is also an interesting one. And then, for example, we can also check the end date. So for any subscriptions that have an end date, we'll be able to easily see that as well. So now when we scroll to the right here, we can see our annual recurring revenue is 30,000. The monthly recurring revenue, of course, is 2,500, and our end date is April 14th. 2027. You can also manage these subscriptions, of course. So when we go to the subscription, and then you'll also immediately see how everything gets linked in HubSpot, you will see that we have our consulting subscription that's active. If you want to make any changes, you can always go to actions and, for example, edit the next billing date or pause a subscription, cancel a subscription. We have all of those options available. All of the details here on the left-hand side that we need. Obviously, all of that, again, customized for your environment for what makes most sense for you. Here we can also see that it's linked to the company itself, it's linked to the deal, and it's linked to our billing contact. And here on the top right, you can already see that we have that invoice that got sent, the next invoice on May 15th, and then that we have 10 more upcoming payments for this one specifically. And then obviously like this first invoice, we just created it. So the invoice is still open at this point. Now, when you manage all of these subscriptions that you have within HubSpot as well, that also makes that when you look at a company, for example, you're able to see, and I'll have to check if I have that card on here right now. Yeah. So you'll be able to see if you have any active subscriptions for a specific company. So that means that even your customer success team or your customer support team can easily look up if a customer has an active subscription. They're able to see all of those details right here. And this just makes life a lot easier for everyone. You will save a lot of time with conversations that do not need to happen anymore, or where you need like switch systems and mistakes might happen. A customer might have closed the deal for one product, but then because you're manually creating a subscription in a different platform, something might get missed or messed up in the process. So all of those things can easily be resolved if you do it this way instead. Now, once that our subscriptions live in HubSpot, this also unlocks a lot of other powerful features, because as with every object that we have within HubSpot, we're able to set up workflows, we're able to do reporting on these, we're able to automatically send out emails based on subscriptions. We can create certain segments based on those specific subscriptions. So for example, if you want to do a LinkedIn ad campaign to all of the companies that have one product from your business, but they're not really subscribed to a complementary other product that you might also offer, you can just create a segment, sync it with LinkedIn ads, and your ads are underway, and you can expand your business from there. Of course, it also allows for internal alerts to account owners, for example. So let's say a subscription is overdue or a credit card has expired. You can automatically fire off that task to be created for the company owner, so they can reach out to their contact there and resolve that in no time. Whereas in other systems, it might need to like go across departments, or we need to wait until Susie from accounting will alert us that the credit card has expired. So all of these things are going to be a lot easier when we're just managing everything in one place. If you want a follow-up video on how to set up any of these automations, workflows, automatic emails, those tasks that I was talking about, doing reporting on the monthly recurring revenue or churn even, let me know in the comments below which video specifically you would like to see first, and I'll make sure to record that video next. So this is how easy it is to manage your subscriptions in HubSpot. Hope this video was helpful. If you liked this video, you're definitely gonna love my video about the sales workspace. I'll link that right up here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.